Welcome to Bookview TV. I'm Dennis Campbell. Now, each week on the program, we discuss a book here with its author, and today we take a step into the dark side. Now, dark fantasy, suspense, thriller fiction certainly has its followers, and until now I tended to stick to the non-fiction world. But this week's book is complete with dragons, circles, cities, and battles. It grabbed me and would not let go. Our guest this week joins us from down under in Australia. Dionne Lister hails from Sydney, and she's the author and editor of the book Shadows of the Realm. Now, Dionne has studied creative writing at Southern Cross University, writes fantasy and suspense thrillers, co-hosts Club Fantasy Book Club, and her Tweep Nation podcast. She's an advocate for self-publishing, has recently presented at the Sydney Writers' Festival, and most telling of all, has grand dreams of riding on a dragon. Welcome to Bookview TV.
Hi, how's it going?
Oh, it's going great here, except for the rain, but it's Wales we expected. Now, you wanted to ride dragons, and indeed the opening of this book spends quite some time describing one such dragon. And I have to ask you, from where do these pictures of dragons emanate? Because it left me with a very vivid picture of a dragon.
Oh, I'm glad. I don't know, just from my imagination growing up. I don't think I've seen too many images of dragons, but just reading and imagining what they might look like. Yeah. Sorry, there's not much depth to that answer, but
no, it's fine. I mean, it's because it always amazes me because writers have this innate ability to paint pictures in our mind as the reader. So I'm always interested in how you translate that vision to words. Maybe you can talk a little bit about that.
It's hard to describe. It's just something you sit down and you do. Obviously you can learn how to do it better, but you just try and pick evocative words that don't just describe the thing. It also gives a sense of atmosphere to what you're describing. So obviously there's, a few different words for the color red. So you just pick the one that you think evokes the feeling that you're going for. That's how I write anyway.
So talk to me about riding dragons. Riding a dragon? What would that experience be like for you if you could actually get out there and ride along on a dragon?
Oh, I think it'd be incredible. I'm not the sort of person that would want to go up and jump out of an aeroplane, but I think I'd feel safe on a dragon. I think it'd be an amazing feeling of freedom to be up there, and I think it'd be exhilarating.
Long before the Lord of the Rings films, and of course we're talking about J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings and the Hobbits and the like, there was a cartoon portrayal of them on US telly, and I couldn't help watching it and thinking, wait a minute, that's not what a hobbit looks like. Do you ever worry that the reader has a different experience than what you have as a writer?
No, I don't actually. Because reading is subjective and I can never know how it's going to be interpreted. I basically write what I think, what I'm thinking of, but I can't guarantee that that's how someone's going to imagine it. But all I hope is that the reader gets taken away, whatever world that they imagine, as long as they enjoy reading and they can escape into that. It doesn't really matter to me how they see it.
Now, speaking of seeing it from different perspectives, you've obviously had an illustration done of the cover itself. What other images or illustrations, or have you thought about other illustrations throughout the book, or is this just strictly within one's mind?
Unfortunately, I'd love to do more, but they cost too much money. I have a budget. And it was exciting to work with the artist because I told him what I wanted and he came back with 4 different sketches, and then I picked the one I was looking for. And then his image of a dragon was different to my image, and I had to say to him, no, it's not quite so pointy and vicious looking. I want it a bit rounded. And he's like, oh, like a dinosaur. And I'm like, yeah, more like a dinosaur. And so we finally got what I wanted. Yeah, so it was interesting to see his interpretation versus my interpretation. But yeah, I'd love to go ahead and do all different illustrations, but I've got a great cover for the second book as well, which shows a Gorman, which are the bad guys. And then obviously I don't know what I'm doing for my third cover yet, but I like to pick a scene from the book. So yeah.
And has the illustrator have the ability or the chance to actually read the book and get the flavor of what it is coming off the page, or is it just an assignment for them?
No, it's just I don't think he has time to read a whole book, but for the second book, I picked a scene from the middle of the book and he read some of that to get what I wanted, and then we discussed it. And it's also great to be able to work with someone because you can back and forth, and he'll adjust when I say, oh, can we just do it a bit like this? And he'll go, yeah, but also I get his input as well, which can enhance my idea because it's things that I wouldn't have thought of as well.
Let's shift gears a little bit here. In the first few pages, there's a very vivid dream that Bronwyn has of an encounter with the dragon.
Oh no, Blake has it.
Yeah, Blake, I'm sorry. That's right. Blake and Bronwyn. Well, you know what it is that Bronwyn is such a distinctly Welsh name, and being here in Wales, I was really getting to the point, not necessarily of the dream, but where did the character names come from?
I pick names that I think suit my characters. So they just come out of anywhere. I pick real names. Sometimes I make names up, or I will go through Google. In the second book, they meet a particular dragon, and I Googled different languages to see how they say different things, and I picked it from there.
It's more than just Google. I mean, you've got some amazing names here. Avrulin, Coril, Archon, Blake with a Y, Zimaphilis Acoraterosa. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, or Zim. I mean, your place names are Valonia, Varesia, Felden, Arganessa, Polona, and Tyrol. What brings these names to you?
My father's Greek and my mother's Italian, so I think that the influence must come from there.
I love it. I love it. Now, the circle seems like such a much broader metaphor. What does the circle mean to you, and what are you trying for the reader to walk away with from the idea of the circle?
Well, the circle is a group of realmists, and they're the ones that can perform magic. So they're called realmists because they're living in the first realm. They get their magic from the second realm. They send their mind through a dark corridor that goes to the second realm, and then they can draw power from there. And the circle is just the most experienced realmists of Tallia, which is the world they live on. And it means something to become a member of the circle. So it's kind of a group of realmists that have to be really strong and stand together. I didn't really want it to mean anything in particular, but it's just the group that has to be strong to defeat the threat of the Gormans when the final battle comes.
Well, when we come back on Bookview TV for part 2 here with Dionne Lister, we're going to look more at this idea of the realms and the circle and this great effort in her book, Shadows of the Realm, when Bookview TV with Dennis Campbell continues. Stay right here.